Coach, players, welcome. If you could just start by introducing yourself and the main guys you have here sitting at the table in front.
Troy Cameron, I'm the head coach for St. Thomas Aquinas for the baseball program. I've got senior Max, well actually all these guys are seniors, so I'll skip that. I got Max Goldfine, Nick Vera, Matt Archer, Chad Stalder, and Raheem Salmon.
So many things that we could talk about with St. Thomas Aquinas, but one of the things that we know about the program, which is very evident here right in front of us, is how close you guys are in that family environment. Just kind of talk about that. Obviously, we're seeing it with our own eyes.
Well, I'm getting ready to take all these guys out to lunch. That's probably why they're still hanging around too, because they know I'm taking them to lunch, and she's hungry too. But it's obviously it's more than baseball for us. We try to involve them in as much things as we can off the field as we do on the field, and naturally that stuff takes care of itself. And these guys end up being a pretty close group. And this is a new season, and we got new guys that we're welcoming onto the team, and it's the start of a new journey for all of us.
And meanwhile, you're in the position you couldn't have asked for anymore to be defending a state title and have another banner for that back at St. Thomas. Just talk about being able to do that last year and being ready to defend it this year.
Last year was my 6th year coaching. This is year 7, and a little bit halfway through the season, you could tell we had a special group, and we've always been fortunate at St. Thomas to get some really good baseball players and good athletes. So we always have a chance to compete for one of those. But last year, about halfway through the season, we knew we had a real chance. The team was exceptional. They were different, and we have a lot of guys returning from that team. So with the guys that are returning, guys that got to do it last year, hopefully we can make another run at it, and they can take what they learned last year and apply it to the new guys on the team this year and see what we got.
Without focusing too much, obviously, we want to talk about this year going forward. But if you could, that's what everybody wants, is what you guys experience. If you could just share with us what it feels like to reach that mountaintop and win that state title.
For me, I think it just makes us that much hungrier because we got there, we all got to experience it, but we all want to get there again, and that's kind of what's going to drive us through the years. Let's get right back there because there's no better feeling. So that's going to be our motivator throughout the year.
Any other guys?
I feel like our seniors last year did a great job of pulling the team together, and they kind of laid a strong foundation for us, and I feel like it's our job as seniors now to incorporate the new guys into the team and lead them like the seniors did last year.
And it's a program that's always done a very good job of incorporating younger players into it. You're not afraid to start a freshman even on a senior-laden team. What's it like for you guys as players to know that anybody could get a chance to play? How much of a dynamic does that help what you guys do?
It actually makes it really fun and competitive because everybody in practice, there's nobody has a guaranteed spot on the team. So everybody in practice is going out there competing for a spot. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, a team with this much talent and this many seniors, to have competition, it's a great thing to have, obviously. Let's talk a little bit about the field that you guys get to play on now. Obviously, there were some nice improvements last year. Just share with us a little bit about that.
So we obviously got the brand new turf facility between the field and the covered batting cages. It's been unreal. You look at some of these colleges around the world today, and they don't even have nicest facility like that. So we're extremely grateful that we get to play on that and develop our skills on the field.
And gives you guys the opportunity now. I know you're getting ready to host your second, first pitch, classic tournament to begin the season. How much you guys enjoy that opportunity, being able to have some great teams come to your field to start the year and let them see what you guys have right out the gate.
Yeah, it's a great feeling knowing that we have I'd say the best field in the county, and so having other people come and they compliment us as well feels really good.
And thinking about your schedule, what game are you guys most looking forward to playing?
Nova.
Nova. All right, that was quick.
Yeah, that's pretty much a given as long as it's on the schedule.
We'll say Nova. I'll say Douglas. It's our first game. It's preseason. Doesn't count, but it's still it's a game against.
Tell you a lot about your team.
It's a game against somebody else in different uniforms, and the ability for these guys to compete against somebody else instead of their teammates, I think, is something we all look forward to. But Nova's been our rival for a long time, so that's not a shocking answer to hear that.
Yeah, I would imagine with a group this big, what are you guys doing? Like round robin scrimmage tournaments, inter squad or what? You got 3-4 teams of St. Thomas players battling out against each other.
We did. We had an inter squad on Thursday, and we'll do that throughout the season. We've got so many kids that are so talented and so many good pitchers on this. We got 13 or 14 pitchers, and there's not enough games and not enough innings to get all those guys the innings that they want in games against other teams. So we're going to do a lot of inter-squad and stuff like that because it's going to help us and prepare us, because the guys that we have, the pitching that we have is really good, and it might be better than some of the pitching that we'll face. So it's only going to get us better. It's going to get the pitchers more ready for their time when their number's called, and it helps us prepare, and these guys do a good job competing against each other.
You have any college commits or any guys being scouted?
I know you had 11 that signed.
We have 11 that have signed so far, and of the 3 other ones, I'd be willing to bet that they'll have somewhere to play here very shortly. So I think we'll probably lock up that whole class.
Maybe for one of the players, just share what it's like, especially when you actually get to that day where you get to sign. You got 11 of you up there. I know that's obviously a big moment in your baseball careers. For any, just share what it's like to have that opportunity.
It's almost like a dream come true. Growing up, you always think about playing at the highest levels, and once a school finds you and gives you the opportunity to play for them in the future, all you do is think about it and get excited for it. So once you actually sign it and make it official, it's the best feeling in the world.
And obviously to be able to do it with our teammates and kind of experience that together, just that much more special, tighter bond, just knowing that that's another thing we've done together, obviously along with last year and this year, just kind of looking back later on, like it's another cool thing we got to do as a unit.
And I think too, at St. Thomas, all of the signees sign at the same time, so you get that big group of baseball, and obviously I know there's football. St. Thomas, probably every sport, What is that, like an all-day event, or?
It's a pretty neat. Sorry about that. That's me. It's a pretty neat event that the school does. It's like there's a lot of kids, but with that being said, it's all in the gym. It has a lot to do with the school too. It's such a great place for these guys to go and get their academics in line and then be able to compete on the field. It's something should be celebrated, and they do a very good job of celebrating it, and it is a neat event to be a part of, and obviously we've been a part of it, and it's pretty neat to see these guys up there with their families and the smiles on their faces, knowing that they've achieved the goal they set out for.
And it's obviously such a great standard for the student aspect of the student athletes.
100%. Which we are 3-time defending state champs in a row. We won the academic state championship in 2016, the academic state championship in 2017. Last year we finished second, but we won it on the field, so I'll let them slide. But yeah, so we've got a very smart group. Sometimes a little too smart, because I'm not that smart. But they do a really good job in the classroom, which is really important.
And just like you said, in signing day, another aspect within St. Thomas is the community support that you have. Again, maybe open up to the players. Talk about having such strong support from the parents, the administration, everybody within that St. Thomas family.
I think it's great. Troy, he really helps all of us with the college recruiting process, and all the other coaches as well. And we just have such a strong support from the staff and teachers as well. And I think it's a true testament to their sacrifices that they make for us.
I think last year, during our Nova game to go to the States, we must have broken some type of attendance record, because we had people standing up on the football bleachers. Like, we were completely packed, standing room only. So, the community outreach is crazy support for us.
You see it a lot in a lot of programs, but I don't think I've seen it as strong ever anywhere else maybe than here, that Coach Cameron and really the whole coaching staff, they really love you guys. It's it's genuine. You know, what is that like for you guys as players to know that your coaches care that much and are that personally invested in each one of you?
Well, first, when you know that you have the support of the coaches, you perform 100 times better. So, in everything, it's just the best feeling ever to know that you have them behind you and all your brothers are here with you too. So it's really good.
Last thing, I think you guys are taking a trip to Georgia this year, right?
Mhm.
Talk a little bit about that.
We went up there last year. We played against some really good teams up there. I actually met a couple coaches from doing stuff with USA Baseball in the summers, and we went up there and we had a great time. We wanted to go back up there and play those same teams again. They have another tournament again, but it fell on the weekend of our first week of the season, which we're coming off our tournament, and it just didn't work out. So I've got a couple other friends that I know that have teams in Georgia. So we always try to go somewhere every year. And the last 2 years it's been a trip to Georgia, and it's one of those things that helps these guys. You know, you stick them in a bus for 11, 12 hours, they're going to get a chance to know each other. And it's always when we get done with those trips and come back is when you really start to see the team kind of coming together. So we always plan one of those, whether it's Orlando or Georgia. We went to North Carolina a couple years ago. And it seems to always be a good turning point for us as a group and where the season's gonna go for us eventually.
One last thing, and again, I can kind of open it up to any of the players here. St. Thomas isn't one of those programs that teams are always kind of gunning for you. They know who the Raiders are, and they are going to bring their A game for you. But that's what your program always seems to welcome and want. You know, just talk about relishing in that opportunity, especially this year with having a state title to defend. You're going to get everybody's best.
Yeah, I'll give you a pretty good example. The other day on Instagram, I posted a picture of me like playing, and I was like, caption was like getting ready for the season and stuff, and I had one of the players from Douglas comment February 19th. Just stuff like that motivates us. It gives us a reason to want to play.
Yeah, that's a preseason game, no less.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I think it helps with our preparation too, knowing like we can't afford to have a letdown game because everyone's coming into our building trying to play on our beautiful field and trying to win on it. I mean, we went undefeated on our home field last year, so people are always coming in trying to take us down, but I feel like it really helps us prepare and helps us stay locked in for every game because it's a long season, but it keeps us motivated.
Yeah, and our coaches, they're always preaching about preparation, no matter who we're playing, so that really helps us focus on what we need to get done in practice, and then it translates to the games.
Guys, that's everything that I have for you. Where are we going to lunch?
We're going to Pyology and how do you say it?
Chipotle.
All right.
Chipotle is next door.
We're gonna need some help. We're gonna pack all this up. We're gonna come with you to Chipotle. We're gonna do the rest of our press conferences.
Let's do
there.
it. Let's do it.
Guys, thank you again very much. It's
Thank
great to
you.
see you all.